all I've done is I've pre-vacuumed this, but what I do like to do is I've got my stiff brush, nylon brush. This particular brush I got at Target. It represents what I call the winning combination of stiffness, the amount of bristles. So the idea with cleaning is you always want to remove the loose dirt first, and that's where the vacuum comes in. My little vacuum here. So you can just simply vacuum it, which I've done, or you can take the brush, which is even a better way to go about it, and you can break up all the loose dirt and get as much loose dirt out of the floor mat prior to cleaning it. So now I have two cleaners here, my all-purpose cleaner and my super degreaser, both put out by Meguiar's. Now this is what they look like in the gallon size. Now, this may be misleading to you because it's super degreaser, which would suggest that it is used for engines, which indeed it can be, but the reality is it's a concentrate and it has heavy dutier cleaners more so than this will. So I keep both these products on hand to do virtually every car. So I'm going to clean it first with the all-purpose cleaner, and I simply spray, and I'm not saturating it, and then I scrub like this. Now you'll notice that most of the dirt was contained to the foot area, which makes sense, so I don't really have to use much down here. But up here and through the middle is where you're going to get most of your dirt. Now normally I'm a big fan of the microfiber cloths because they're far more absorbent. They don't leave lint. Now as far as a tactile experience, for lack of a better word, is these do feel better because they slide along the carpeting easier than a microfiber cloth. The microfiber cloth on some materials will tend to grab it, and you'll have a harder time soaking things up with it as you slide it along the carpeting. I wanted to bring this white one with me so you could see how much dirt is being pulled up. So I simply mop it up, go back and forth, and you can tell by the amount of dirt that's being soaked up on the cloth and how clean this is coming already that I am indeed getting pretty good results. So that's just one shampooing. Anyhow, so this is just one shampoo. I would say that this would be, in probably most people's eyes, a level 9. As for most people, if you were just to ask them if this was acceptable, they would say yes. The problem is in looking at a lot of videos on YouTube, you'll find that when it comes to floor mats, because they can be removed out of a car and people want to overcomplicate it, in my opinion, it's not the only way. Because what I could have done is I could have saturated this floor mat with my all-purpose cleaner, scrubbed it, then taken a pressure washer and hosed out all the dirt. But to me, that's not a very good solution for a couple reasons. First off, it's far more messier. Second off, I don't care how long you wash this mat with water, you're never going to get 100% of the dirt out of it. It's just not realistic. So if that's the case, if you accept that there's always going to be some level of dirt, then why overthink it? Because this looks clean. And that took me, I don't know, maybe 2 minutes, and considering that this floor mat has 140,000 miles on it, to me that's pretty impressive. But that's not all the information. But before I get to that, I am going to go ahead and do one more cleaning. This time I'm going to use my heavy duty degreaser to show you that in fact it's the same process. Spray it, scrub it, now I'll take a fresh side, because here's my original dirty side. You can see the obvious dirt. Let's take a fresh side and see what we pick up, the amount of dirt we pick up on round number 2. So once again, back and forth, mop it up. I'm using quite a bit of pressure. And what I'm trying to achieve is a couple things. A, I'm trying to obviously get the dirt up, but I'm getting it to a level where it feels mostly dry. So there's round number 2 right there. I can still feel pretty good dampness. As far as visually looking at it, it looks clean. And once again, I'm going to give this at least a level 9, if not a 10. I've picked up more and more dirt every time I pass over it. And as long as there's still moisture there, I'm still going to wick up or absorb up dirty solution that brings the dirt with it. So you can do this as many times as you want, as long as you're still pulling up dirt. But once again, this is detailing simplified. I don't want to overcomplicate things. And this goes in the whole line of operating a business where time is money. So if I can produce results like this that I know my customer will be ecstatic with, I'm happy with it, and I can do it in less time, less effort, then why not? Because we all accept, in fact, still dirt in there. But you're never going to get it 100%, like I said. This floor mat is clean. It feels pretty dry already because I've mopped up so much of the liquid, the solution. Now there's some areas, like I said, around the edges that are frayed. I could clip this with some scissors and kind of trim it up a little bit. In fact, in my bag of tricks, I keep scissors with me for this very issue, and I can just trim up all these little fibers. Floor mat looks so good. Now, as I suggested, there is a missing factor that I have not told you. Now, in case you can see it, this is a little sidebar, by the way. Here and here are 2 grease marks, and that's where I would use this heavy-duty degreaser, allow it to dwell a little bit, get my brush, scrub it, mop it up, and I could, in fact, eliminate it. What I do want to add is something that seems to be popular with detailers still today. Now, I've been detailing since 1988. Now, back in the late 80s, early 90s, what we used to do is we would put in what's called clean lines. And what we would do is we would do something like this, and it's like carpet vacuum marks in your house. So when the housekeepers or the house cleaners come and you vacuum the carpeting, you can tell that it's freshly vacuumed. And once again, power of suggestion. So it's like, oh yeah, my carpeting's just been vacuumed, it's all nice and clean, I feel better about my world, whatever. I'm not a big fan of this anymore. What I prefer now is the simple, straightforward look. So I will always brush the carpeting in a single direction. Now you'll notice that if I do it in that direction, it's a lighter gray. If I do it in this direction, it's kind of a darker gray. But I like it like this.
There was once a day that I would pray for you. I'd go and misbehave just so you'd notice too. Sneaking looks up and down from across the room.